Rabotai, before we do a small recording, I do want to mention we lost a humongous rabbi, Talmud Chacham, Tzaddik. It's in the morning when this came across me, I had goosebumps. I'm not the only one, Rabotai. Millions of people around the world were affected by the loss of Rav Gaon, Rabbi Zechariah Wallerstein Shlita. That's all now. He was actually one of the main speakers that I used to always listen to, because he was always 100% emet, and when he spoke with fire. He spoke always the truth. He wasn't concerned with what people say. He went out and he tried to bring everybody back to Hashem. Unbelievable. Rabotai, we lost somebody big. Today my wife sent me a 3-minute clip of him where he was saying that probably everybody got it. Right? If it's good in the next world, why do we cry when a person dies? And it's a halach in Shulchan Aruch that a person has to sit shiva and he has to be an avil, he has to be a mourner. And Rabbi Zechariah Wallerstein, honestly, Rabotai, I told this today to someone. I said, the whole time when we do musar. What's the point of musar? To try to get us better, correct? But today, when I listened to Rabbi Wallerstein, that's all. He said one line that made that hit home. He said the reason why we cry when a person leaves is not because he doesn't have a good. He has a good. But the reason why we cry is because of the lost potential, that he no longer can utilize that potential, Rabotai. And unfortunately, this is what we do. It's very sad, Rabotai. We waste our time on all the shit. We kill our potential while we still have it. And it was a shock to everybody. I didn't even know he was not feeling well. Everything happened very fast, Rabotai. A lot of people want to start taking upon themselves what they can do, Rabotai, because he did a lot for the Queens community, other communities. I mean, we know him from before. I remember that he used to be a powerhouse, Rabotai, from Beit Gavriel when he came. He used to be a powerhouse, Rabotai. One of the reasons I became Baal Teshuvah was also because of him. I used to go to Beit Gavriel just to listen to him. May he be Milat Yosher on us, Rabotai. We lost a humongous giant, very big loss. Rabotai, I want to try to speak about over here in the Sefer Ora Torah. It's the Sefer Kerem Shlomo. He speaks about the light of the Torah. He says, Amal v'esek Torah. Right? Whenever a person learns Torah, how do we learn the Torah? And maybe it's going to fit good with Rabbi Wallerstein, that's all, because he had this character, he had this attribute. He says, Mipi Sefarim v'Sofrim Yedu Godel Malat Amel v'Esek HaTorah. From our books, Rabotai, from our Chachamim, we know what it means to toil in Torah. Ukra Ketiv, and the pasuk says, Rabotai, listen to the pasuk. After he died, it's actually hitting home now. Im bechukotai telechu, if you're going to go in my ways, v'natati gishmechem b'itam v'chulu, that will give you rain in its time, etc. Upirish Rashi says, Im bechukotai telechu, what does it mean if you're going to go in my laws, in my ways? Shetihiyu amilim b'torah. You should be amel b'torah. Do you know what means amel b'torah, Rabotai? You have to. Do you know what means? You know what that word means? Toil. When you go to work and you come back home, you're tired.
6 hours on one day.
When you learn Torah, you have to work as if you're working at work, where you give it everything you have. Rabotai, Rabbi Meir Shlita brings down the Zohar Kodesh. Rabbi Shem Bar Yochai, he says like this: a lot of people complain, Rabbi, I learned Torah, but I can't break my character traits. I learned Torah, but I can't stop myself from doing averos. I learned Torah, I can't stop watching things. Whatever it is, lo leinu. I learned Torah, I still can't get up for shachrit in the morning. It's hard for me. I learned Torah. Rabotai, he says, you don't learn Torah. Your level of learning Torah is not what Rashi is expecting from you.
He's reading Torah.
He's reading. Rabotai, it is learning Torah. You will get schar. Rav Meir Shita says like this, that if you are just reading Yalkut Yosef, which is very important to know the halachot, but that's reading, that's not telling you. You have everything, yes, no, Ben Ishchai, you have all this foreign, Rabotai, all the kids to Shulchan Aruch. If you're just reading it without any Torah, Rabotai, when the Zohar says, when Chachamim tell us that Hashem is going to send you Shefa, Bracha, Hatzlacha, Parnas, He's going to protect you from everything bad, not with that kind of learning, Rabotai. Learning has to be learning where you give it your all. You have to be there fully 100% in order for that Torah to help you. Rabotai, because if you're not learning like that, if you're just coming one leg on another, and you're just listening without any Havana, without trying to break your head, what is right and wrong, what is Tosfos, what does the Gemara say, having no back and forth, Rabotai, that kind of Torah will not protect you. You need to be a Melba Torah, pen, paper, a highlighter, re-listen, re-record, what do you call it? Re-say it again over and over and over again. And that's what Rashi says, when am I going to give you rain if you go in my ways, in my laws? When am I going to give you rain? Emil John. Shitihu amilim batorah. Only when you're going to be oisik. Only when you're going to be amel. If you're not amel, Rabotai, you get the reward in the next world. But don't expect that kind of Torah to be able to push away the Yetzirah. והודיע מיוחדת תקנו רז"ל ומקורו בתפילה רבי נחוניה בן הקנה. אנו עמלים והם עמלים. Right? We toil and they toil. אנו עמלים ומקבלים שכר. We toil and we get reward. והם עמלים ואין מקבלים שכר. But they toil and they don't get reward. Rabotai, we need to understand the reason. Says when a person works, I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now. Sit outside. When a person works, what does it mean? We toil and they toil. We toil and we get reward, and they toil they don't get reward. I'll explain to you what I mean. The same what it means to say. Karen Shlomo, Rabotai says beautiful. When a person is at work, let's say he's repairing a car, correct? You don't have any, I don't want to say you don't have any enjoyment, you do not have any reward. You're not making $1 by every hour that you're working over there. Only when you finish the product do you get the money. You didn't finish the product, you ain't getting $1. Yes or no? That's some noise. But by the Torah, it's just the opposite. Even if you don't understand in the end, the fact that you were toiling and working every minute, every second, every hour, Hashem is going to give you, Hashem is going to pay you reward. That is the difference between us and them, Rabotai. Hashem is not concerned with the outcome, what's going to be, how it's going to be.
Even if you didn't get the Pashar.
Even if you didn't, Hashem is concerned, how much effort did you put in? Rabotai, and I'll tell you one thing. When you put in the effort that you have, when you put in everything you have, Rabotai, you will succeed. I'll tell you, you know something? Give me 2 minutes, please. I'll tell you a story, you know, it just came to my mind right now. Rabbi Wallerstein, man, I don't want to say it's a towel, man. In the or now, I believe the first or now, whenever he spoke, my wife was always attached to these things, is the student also, Rabotai, and I want to tell you something. He spoke about over there that when we come before Hashem, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, about it, what does it mean that we have to beg to Hashem, pray to Hashem with all our heart? What does it mean? So he gave really quick, he gave a story over there, probably you guys heard it also. There was a father with 2 children on the boat. And as the boat was traveling in the middle of the ocean, the waves made it very hard for the boat to travel until the whole boat broke apart. So the father was left with his 2 children on the side. One was a little bit older, one was a little bit younger. So in the middle of the ocean, the children are on the father and he's trying to swim. The father said, if I decide to swim with you 2 on my back, all of them are going to die. All 3 of them are going to go. He said to the oldest son, I will leave you behind. You have a higher chance of making it than the small son. I'll just take the small son and go. He took the small son and he started going. He hears the old son saying, Abba, Abba, help me, help me. The father couldn't continue moving. He went back. He took the old son. He said, with you, you might die out before you even get there. There's a higher chance the old son is going to make it. He took the old son on his back and he started swimming. And then his little son started screaming, Tate, Tate, don't let me go. Please don't let me go. And still what? And he kept on swimming and swimming. But that voice just didn't drown out. It was bothering him. He turned around. He took his little son. He put him on his shoulder. He said, hold on. And the older son on his shoulder. And he started swimming like he can't. Everything he gave. Rabotai, when he came to the seashore, the second he came on the sand, he dropped dead, meaning he fell on the ground, on the sand, and he was out unconscious. Until they woke him up, until they brought him together. The first question he asked, he said, where's the children? He felt that his children died because he didn't know if they were with him or not. The way he was swimming, he already thought that's it. When he saw his 2 boys, he was so happy. And they asked him, why? Why did you come back after us? He said, I could not let that voice, that sweet voice, that was screaming, Tati, Tati, how can I let go of you? How am I going to live with myself? So Rabbi Wallace, he says, Rabotai, a lot of times we get lost. We get lost in the shtuyot of this world. We sunk into all the tumult what we have over here. All we got to do in order for Hashem to take us out like that father in the ocean, all we got to do, Rabotai, doesn't have to be in shul, out to everybody, in your own room, when you do hitbadu, do whatever you're doing. Tati, Abba, help me. I want to come back to you, Rabotai. When you do that, Hashem is going to put you on His own back, and He's going to be able to swim with you all the way to the seashore, Rabotai. V'zrat Hashem, Rabotai, honestly, Rabbi Wallerstein, he did a lot for the community, not only in the Queens, not only in Long Island, Brooklyn, all over the world, Rabotai. May his neshama, that whatever we do, have an aliyah, more and more, Rabotai. May he be melech yosher on all Klal Am Yisrael. Baruch Adonai, Amen, Amen.